DBS News. Fresh in the morning, eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
Good morning. In the headlines, a former Minister for Agriculture remembered as a pillar of nation building. Thomas Etien served in the E.O. Libla administration. A youth leader in St. Lucia calls on the country to reduce its dependence on American institutions and chart a more independent course. And Donald Trump orders increase in migrants' deportations. We'll have sports as well. The details in a moment.
Soft weave bathroom tissue, napkins, and paper towels are the perfect choice for your home. Manufactured with virgin fibers, it's the quality that you and your family deserve. New Soft Weave Total Hygiene bathroom tissue is produced at high temperatures to remove microorganisms. It's pH controlled to protect your skin and produced with UV light disinfection to eliminate bacteria and viruses, providing maximum protection. Soft Weave, distributed by Fine Foods Inc. and sold island-wide.
Soft Weave, quality, affordability, manufactured with you in mind.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
We thank you for joining us this morning. I am Ivona John Baptist Luge with the morning newscast. A former Minister for Agriculture in the E.O. Libla administration has died. Thomas Etien, who served as Minister for Agriculture in 1970, was born in 1930. His son Michael Etien remembers him as a pillar of Dominica's nation building.
He was Dominica's ultimate patriot, a steadfast figure in Dominica's development. My dad dedicated over 7 decades of his life to nations building on the future for public service, agriculture, mentorship. He was known for his no-nonsense leadership and unwavering patriotism. He became a legendary advocate for grassroots empowerment and sustainable growth around the country. As the Chief Minister and Minister of Agriculture in 1970 under Premier Oliver Libla, my dad co-led transformative policies to establish Dominica's agricultural backbone. His signature achievement was the acquisition of redistribution of farmlands to local farmers, ensuring food security and economic stability for rural communities around the island. He recognized agriculture as Dominica's lifeline. He championed initiatives to secure arable lands for smallholders, combating land fragmentation and fostering collective farming practices. His work laid the groundwork for modern agrarian lands systems in Dominica. Daddy's legacy extended beyond policy. The Honorable Thomas Etien, he was revered for his wisdom and accessibility, eagerly guiding younger generations to civic responsibility and agricultural innovation. His leadership style blended pragmatism with a deep commitment to social equity. Under Premier Libla, they navigated post-colonial challenges, balancing state-led development with community-centric approaches. Their policies emphasized self-sufficiency, aligning with Dominica's ecological wealth. Daddy's legacy remains synonymous with resilience and vision. His efforts in land reform and agriculture continues to influence Dominica's identity as a nature isle, where sustainable farming and national pride intersect. Despite all this, my father was a very good family man. He was a fisherman. He was a cultural man, having formed bands back in the day to preserve the culture. He is a national hero to us and a founding father of our nation. My dad, he will surely be missed.
Michael Etien, the son of the late Thomas Etien, management and staff of DBS Radio, extend condolences to the family of former Minister for Agriculture in the Eoli Blah administration, Thomas Etien. Minister for Health, Kasani Laville, says there is a place for Dr. Dale Dangleben in Dominica's health sector. Dr. Dangleben, who operated in the U.S. as a trauma surgeon, has returned to Dominica from the United States. He will be based at Point Michel.
This is special to have people of that caliber, to see opportunities, wonderful opportunities right here in Dominica, right here in Point Michel is a remarkable thing, and this is special for us. It also tells us a story that our own people must look for the opportunities that reside here also. I ask that we all support Dr. Dangleben and his wife in their endeavors. There's a place for you, Dr. Dangleben, and your wife. There is a place for you, and we welcome you all home. We welcome you in your endeavors. As government, we pledge absolutely to be collaborators and to support your business. It's important to have private sector collaborate and work closely with government in order for us to have a complete healthcare system. That's important. So while we provide public health and public care, there are some things that reside within the walls of private facilities that can be done better because it is private. The more specialized one-on-one access is important.
Minister for Health, Kasani Laville, he says government is willing to partner with Dr. Dale Dangleben to improve the health sector.
We wish you all the success in your endeavors. We will partner. We are there to support. Of course, we have specialized services. We recently passed various bills in our ministry. Most recently, a pharmacy bill. There will be others where the medical supplies and pharmaceuticals and so on are regulated in Dominica, of course. We have to ensure that we adhere strictly to pharmacovigilance and to ensure that various supplies that are brought to Dominica, we ensure we have that responsibility to make sure that the benefits outweigh the various risks. We have to ensure that we partner to be certain that everything that's brought to our shores is in fact safe for use. So we stand ready to work with you. Of course, you have in the past provided supplies by way of donations, and we hope we can continue to partner as much as possible. All I ask everyone is support the gentleman and his wife, and I wish you absolute success and God's grace in all of your endeavors.
Minister for Health, Kasani Laville. Trauma surgeon Dr. Dale Dangleben says he is elated to return home to serve.
I come in the spirit of my father, Arthur Dangleben, and Rita Dangleben, and Uncle Felix. This is home, as I stated prior. I have seen further in this life because I arise and I stand on your shoulders. Your strength, your sacrifices, the spirit has lifted me beyond the limits of space and time. As those who knew me as a young boy running around here, you could use the word count. So when I talk about being lifted, I know exactly what I'm talking about. And I will say this, there has been some divine intervention, and I won't go too deeply into that. But even when I left, medicine was not in my radar. I loved chemistry. I sat next to Kenneth Daru. What do I have to say? I have to say that what is opportunity if we can't share it with the greater good? I could stay in the United States, my mom's gone, my dad's gone, my brother's gone, right? And I could stay in the United States and enjoy what I have achieved. But again, I think it's about the greater good. It's about always remembering where you came from. Even the slightest thing that someone did for you, you should never take these things for granted. You should always give back. And that's where I'm coming from with this. So those who have wisdom knows that the way forward is back to the foundation of our roots.
Dr. Dale Dangleben. In more news this morning, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has announced that education reform among preschools and primary school level will get underway in September. The government of Dominica held a series of consultations with education stakeholders at the State House Conference Center on Friday.
We met with principals and senior teachers of all the primary schools in Dominica at 10:30 in the morning. That went on until about 1:30 in the afternoon. It was very constructive engagement. There were very positive suggestions coming out from them in respect to what we believe the education reform should look like. And the good thing is there is agreement that the system needs to change a bit. To what extent and to what, that will be fashioned in the next few weeks. And from 2:30 we met with representatives of the PTAs across the country, and that itself was also very constructive. Obviously there is clear positive view that there must be changes. They made suggestions on what they believe that those changes should comprise of. And the next step is to have the national symposium where we invite a wide cross-section of stakeholders and of course put in a national team to look at how do we fashion that reform that will take effect in September 2025. Now, reform is an evolving process, so we will not be able to implement every aspect of what has been proposed in September. But the most important thing is for us to start. The reality is the world has changed dramatically. There are many more opportunities, there are many more challenges. But the system that we have was tailored for a particular point in time. That point in time has long gone. And if you realize this is not a Dominica specific challenge or concern, it is a regional and indeed an international challenge where countries are talking about reforming the system to making it more responsive and adapting it to the present challenges of the world.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. Acting Manager at DBS Radio Curtis Matthew is calling for greater recognition of employees across Dominica. His call came during the Long Service Award ceremony to employees of DBS Radio at Fort Young Hotel on Friday.
For me, today is a dream come true. I always wanted to find a way to recognize these men and women who have stayed with DBS Radio over so many years. When I was appointed acting manager in December last year, I realized that an opportunity came to make that dream become a reality. I want to thank you for accepting to be here to receive these awardees. I'm very happy that you took some time off to be here to receive these awards. What I would like to see the awards do is for a culture to emerge in which institutions and business places in Dominica pay more attention to their employees. I hope the awards will also inspire the recipients to continue to take ownership of DBS Radio, especially at a time when social media continues to challenge radio stations in Dominica and abroad. I also hope that these awards will serve as inspiration for our young broadcasters to see hard work and excellence as key for success in the field of broadcasting.
Acting Manager at DBS Radio Curtis Matthew. The Long Service Awards were presented to Manager Cecil Joseph, Seasoned Broadcaster Stephen Dangleben, Program Director Ivona John Baptist Luge, Technician Dean Thomas, Sales Officers Shamal Laza and Avanel George, Payables Officer Juliana Sampson, Sales and Marketing Manager Lynthia Bellot, Special Announcer Ambassador Leroy Waddix Charles, Cashier Joan Henderson, and Receivables Officer Angelita Dover. Sports editor Gavin Richards also received a special award for his excellent coverage of the Paris Olympic Games in 2024. Another special award went to Creole broadcaster and head of the language department, Kewana Fontaine Wilson. The acting manager, Curtis Matthew, was also recognized for his 38 years of service to DBS Radio. Stephen Dangleben, who began his service to DBS Radio in 1985, stands as the national broadcaster's longest-serving staff member. He thanked the staff of DBS and the listeners for supporting him over the last 40 years.
I just want to say a big thank you to the Almighty God for giving me life this morning and for being here. And I want to say a big thank you to Curtis Matthew for this award. Curtis, thank you very much. You and I have been at DBS for a very long time, and we have had a very good working relationship. So I want to thank you very much, Curtis, for making this possible for this award. And I want to thank the members of staff of DBS who have supported me over the years. Everybody who have given me tremendous support, thank you very much. To the board of directors, thank you very much. And to our many listeners, who I've interacted with over the years and who have given me tremendous support over the years, thank you very much. I do not know how long I'm going to be here at DBS again. I don't know. But I will do my best to uphold the profession and the level of professionalism and to work for the betterment of the nation station.
Recipient of the DBS Radio Long Service Award, Stephen Dangleben. Sports editor Gavin Richards received the special award for his coverage of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, thanked his family for their continued support and vowed to keep representing DBS Radio to the best of his ability.
I just want to thank God for giving me the health and strength to do what I do on a daily basis. I also like to thank my wife, Natisa Richards, the rest of my family, Jalen and Paris Richards, because it takes a lot to do what I do, and it takes me away from them for long periods of time. And they have always stood by my side to support my dreams, and without them, I wouldn't be here this morning. Also to my mom, who's not here, but I know she's always smiling down on me. I remember when I got to the Olympics the first time, I broke down, but I just knew that she was watching from above. So your son made it, and your son still has a lot more to go. And my dad as well. Dad, thank you as well. That's my father, Peter Richards. Like I always tell people, I've always wanted to represent Dominica in sports, but I wasn't the best sportsman, but I got an opportunity to do so in media. So I'd like to thank all of those for that. And of course, the sportsmen and sportswomen, because without them, I would have nothing to report on. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be able to report on your successes and your stories and share it with the rest of Dominica. I will always continue to keep on doing my best for DBS Radio. Like I always said, when I walked through the doors of DBS Radio, I knew that DBS was the pinnacle of broadcasting, not just in Dominica, but the entire OECS, the Caribbean, I would dare say too. And I'm just happy that I'm able to play my part in keeping DBS on top as the #1 broadcaster in the Caribbean.
Sports editor Gavin Richards. The St. Lucia Times is reporting that as the country remains largely silent on the sweeping freeze of U.S. student visa interview appointments and action placing the academic futures of many in limbo, youth leader Ajani Lebon is calling on the country to reduce its dependence on American institutions and chart a more independent course. In late May, the Trump administration dropped a bombshell, a directive pausing all new student visa interview appointments at U.S. embassies worldwide. The reason? An expansion of social media screening and vetting procedures. The freeze comes at an especially inconvenient time. Early June typically marks a peak period when students formalize travel and documentation for fall semester enrollment. But with no end date announced, uncertainty looms. On June 3, a State Department spokesperson offered little reassurance, saying the pause would last only a matter of days, just enough time for consular offices to get prepared. The fallout is real, even for American organizations like the Fund for American Studies, which brings hundreds of international students to Washington each year for internships in journalism, public policy, and the corporate sector. Observers say the visa policy changes are part of a broader effort by President Trump to reassert immigration control, particularly within academic spaces. And U.S. President Donald Trump has ordered an expansion of the detention and deportation of migrants across the country as protests against his policies continue. In a post on Truth Social, Trump called on federal agencies to do all in their power to deliver the single largest mass deportation program in history, naming Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York as specific targets. These cities are among the many where large-scale protests have broken out against raids on undocumented migrants since 6th of June. Trump has faced legal challenges and criticism for his response to the protests, particularly his deployment of the military to quell the demonstrations. That's news. Sports is next.
Cow's milk. Better quality, better taste. Hurry, promotion ends soon. Distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Welcome to the Morning Sports Report. We kick off with football news. Defending DFA Premier League champion Central Cooperative Credit Union Jubla FC ended round one of the Premier League with a 3-point cushion over second place Belfast Estate Maho Soccer Strikers. The defending champs missed a golden opportunity to make it a 5-point gap as they were held to a draw against 10 men, Middleham United, last night at the DFA Technical Centre. Middleham played with 10 men for about 75 minutes of the match and still managed to come from behind twice to secure the 2-2 draw. Brielle Thomas and Chad Bertrand scored for Dubla, while Jovan Matthew and Ryan Matthews scored for Middleham United. Jovan Matthew was named player of the match.
Working hard, putting in the work. We come tonight tough. We go down with a red card early, but we have managed to come back and get a draw against the champions, so thankful for that.
What were the discussions like? Because going down a man against Dubla with all that firepower, how did you guys sort of reorganize back there, to keep them quiet?
It was early. We tried 1-2 tactics. Thank God they missed 1-2 goals, 1-2 easy goals. So when you miss goals in a game like that, you expect opposition to come back. But half-time, we just go inside half-time. Our coach come up with a game plan, and we just come outside there and try our best to execute it.
All right, what does it say about the character of your team, though, coming from a goal down twice to rescue a point in this encounter?
Plenty of us have to change, but I would say it's a nice fight from the boys. Everybody try. We put in a good effort, and I'm just happy with the boys.
Man of the match, Jovan Matthew. Dubla head coach Malcolm Bertrand says it was a disappointing result.
Well, not happy with the performance of our team. I mean, credit to Middleham, 10 men, and they kept fighting. We kept them in the game and they kept fighting. That's basically it. We know what was expected. It has to be a dead ball. And for some reason, we was sleeping on the 2 dead balls he scored. So that's how it is sometimes.
Middleham, you guys had the one-man advantage, had opportunities to score, but just couldn't get the job done.
Well, it's been happening for the last 2 games. This is our second game. We have been careless in front of goal. And I think it's just how it is sometimes. We have to work on our weaknesses and we'll get back stronger.
All right. Going to end the round with a 3-point advantage over your second-place rivals or second-place team, Belfast Estate Maho Soccer Strikers. Job is not done, though, for the title. Still a long way to go.
No, it's still a long way to go. I mean, we have 9 games to go still, and we know that it's a good league, it's a competitive league, and we just want to keep fighting. For me, our players just need to keep focused. When we lose focus, we give up easy goals, and that's what happened tonight.
Dubla head coach Malcolm Bertrand. The draw leaves Dubla on top the point standings with 23 points. Meantime, second place Belfast Estate Maho Soccer Strikers did what they could to keep pace with Dubla. Maho scored a 3-0 win over Sagicor South East. Jamo Talbot and Addison Dennis converted for Maho. The third goal was an own goal. Maho ended round 1 in second place on 22 points. And Valvoline We United handed DSFC their 8th defeat of the season, beating them 3-0. Thierry Christmas, Shamai Dangleben and Devon Sentage scored for We United. Roosevelt Skerrit Bombers and Connect 767 Courts Ready Cash East Central played to a 1-1 draw at the Benjamin's Park on Sunday. Meantime, the Dominica Football Association has condemned the acts of violence in the match between Petro-Caribe Point Michel and Promex Harlem United and says a full investigation will be carried out. The incident occurred when the Point Michel goalkeeper, Peter Toussaint, physically assaulted a Harlem United player during a dead ball situation. The DFA in a statement on the weekend says that this behavior is completely unacceptable and stands in direct opposition to the values it upholds in Dominican football. The DFA says it has launched a disciplinary review of the incident and appropriate sanctions will be applied. Petro-Caribe Point Michel and Promex Harlem United played to a 2-2 draw. Malachi Labad scored twice for Point Michel, but Kasim Peltier got a late equalizer for Harlem as they were able to secure the 2-2 draw. Tyrese John Baptiste also scored for Harlem. Cycling now, Kohav Baron showed why he is a class above the rest as he coasted to victory on his way to being crowned National Cycling Champion. Baron made light work of the competition, winning the grueling 70-mile race from Marbois Bar to Portsmouth and back, and then from Marbois Bar to Canefield and back in a time of 3 hours, 32 minutes and 51 seconds. Baron finished 32 minutes ahead of Gidson Morius, who finished second, and Isiel Green placed third. Baron says, despite the comfortable win, he could have done a lot better.
Well, all in all, I want to thank God today for giving me the strength to complete this race. Also want to say Happy Father's Day to all fathers. Today the race was hot. All 4 days was hot. I stayed with the guys until Rodney's Rock, and then I decided to go after that. I use all the races here as training for international races, so when I go out I could perform at my best. Today I used that ride as a training. My legs wasn't the best today, but all days cannot be good all days. But all in all, it was a good race. I'm happy to be national champion again.
Satisfied with the time overall?
I wanted to do it faster, as usual, but time is good. The time is good.
Let's talk about the challenges of this race, because riding alone is always the biggest challenge, first of all. So how difficult was it?
I'm accustomed to riding by myself, on my own. One of the challenges, I should say, was I changed my gearing on my bike, so it's a bit harder. So I'm still getting used to it on the climbs. So that, I believe, held me back a little bit because it's a bit harder on the climbs. But I rode a good race.
And that was national cycling champion Kohav Baron. Ross Semper won the junior division from Marbois Bar to Collio and back in a time of 2 hours 22 minutes. And Rachel Semper won the women's division, which took the riders from Marbois Bar to Layu and back. Defending men's Division 1 champions in the KFC National Volleyball League, Club 1 have booked themselves a spot in the finals of that competition after easing past the KFC Young Vets in semi-final action at the Masak Indoor facility last night. Club 1 took Game 2 of their semi-final series in straight sets, winning 25-20, 25-20 and 25-10. Club 1 took the 3-match series 2-0. Club 1 captain is Sydney John.
Well, in Game 1 we had a bit of a stumble. We were very close to losing the game. So we knew that we had to make a big adjustment coming into it. We didn't get a lot of training because quite a few of us were out of state for the under-21. But we trust our ability and we trust our ability to bounce back.
Jan Flora, obviously the key for the young vets. What did you guys do to keep him sort of quiet tonight?
Well, we changed our starting rotation so that our stronger blockers would come up against him. So we set it up so that Bill and I would face up to him when he's hitting on the outside. And you can see, I think we got like 5 blocks on him throughout the game.
All right, this sets up a rematch with Sunrise in the finals now. How do you fancy your chances?
We always feel that we can win. It's always a tough game when we play against Sunrise. Almost always goes to 5 sets. So we know we have our work cut out for us, but we back our ability, as I said, and we can take them.
And that was Club 1 captain Sydney John. Meantime, the Sunrise Division 1 men's side are into the finals of that competition after beating R&D in Game 2 of the series in 5 sets on Saturday. Sunrise took the match 25-23, 21-25, 20-25, 25-23, and 15-11. In the women's division, the defending champs, the Acers, are also back into the finals. They swept their semi-final series with the Celtics to win 2-0 after taking Game 2 of the series 3-1, while Club 1 have forced a third and decisive Game 3 as they beat the Sunrise women in 4 sets last night. And in the men's Division 2, R&D Academy are into the finals, having beat Sunrise in straight sets and winning the series 2-0. Club 1 are also into the finals as they beat the Breakers from Portsmouth in straight sets in Game 2 to win the series 2-0. Jason Vidal was quite impressive with the ball as he was among the few standout players in the first trial match for the senior men's national cricket team at the Benjamin's Park on the weekend. Dominica is gearing up for the 2025 Windward Islands Cricket Tournament, and Dominica, the defending champions, Team B batted first and were bowled out for 119. Gian Benjamin got 30, Luvio Charles 25. Malinga Bruni picked up 3 for 19 and Jason Alexander 2 for 19. Team B, in their turn, reached 214 for 9 in 46.4 overs. Vincent Lewis got 45, Senior Fontaine 37, and Yawani Regis 25. Jason Vidal took 3 for 24, and Kyron Phillip 2 for 17. And we end with a cricket item. Evan Lewis hit a powerful half-century as the West Indies crushed Ireland to win their 3-match T20 series on Sunday. The Windies batting first made 256 for 5 in their 20 overs, their highest total against Ireland and the second highest total all time in T20 cricket. Evan Lewis hit 91 from 44 balls with 7 fours and 8 sixes. Ireland, needing to rewrite the record books, made 194 for 7 in their turn at the crease. Ross Adair got 48, Akil Hussein took 3 for 27, and Jason Holder 2 for 49. The West Indies won by 62 runs and won the series.